Happy November 2nd, you guys. So I was reading an article and it triggered me to do a video. And this is an article written by a young kid, and I was blown away by how well it was written and put together. So the chick's name is, I'm probably gonna murder her name, Kitarada Subramani. So I know this is kind of translated over probably from another language, so it's a little choppy. So, but it's pretty much, she calls it 18 things you should learn by the time you're 18. So this is gonna be good for maybe younger viewers that or actually, you know what? I learned some things from this article too. So and I'm almost 40. So by the time you're 18, you realize that there's little you can do to predict and control the bad weather and their bad days. Here are 17 things you should probably realize by the time your 18th birthday comes around. My 18th birthday is 1 month away, and here are some things I've learned along the way. I was gonna roll for these, but I'm just gonna read the article because it was so good. One, you realize that a smile indeed is a very powerful and contagious infection, and that all of us benefit from catching it, not watching it now and then. By the end of 17, you're thinking, if no one else wants to start this amazing virtuous circle, smiling brightens up everyone's day too. I will begin that even on a bad day. I was just like, so I was like, I gotta keep reading this. I was like, that's a really good one. So, two, you realize by now that your favorite childhood novels, movies, music are going ever to be your fairy godmother and your fond memory bank. So, how could I ever forget Harry Potter? So, she's basically saying, like, it's just gonna be like, for me, it was comics. So, I know exactly what she's saying. Three, I pretend like I don't know you is a real phenomena. People say hi to you and who spoke to you happily to you only yesterday may ignore you like there is a total stranger. In that case, 18 years of wisdom says wave more to them more crazily and say hi very loud to people so they actually remember you, even to straight up strangers. I like that. Four, by 18, you should realize that life is really short and unfortunately, people you care about actually do die. This just gives you a million reasons more to say, I love you, whenever and however you can. It is important to take the practice of saying thank you for every moment you breathe and every second that you're able to love in this world. Five, by the time you're 18, you should realize how important it is for you to turn 18 because you more than mightily frustrate with all the constant forms that you have to beg and plead for your parents to sign before you're permitted to practically do anything in your life. Okay, that's what that one meant. When I read that one last, I didn't know what she was trying to mean because I read this once and I was like, yeah, she doesn't like signing a bunch of stuff. I don't remember having my parents sign a bunch of stuff for me, but maybe this is a different country. Number six, heartbreak has happened and sadly will happen. But there's nothing you can do. A mint chocolate chip cookie or ice cream can fix anything, right? Wrong. By 18, you have to digest there are some things in neither pralalines, I don't know, nor mint chocolate chips. Pearlines, maybe it's a type of cookie or something, nor mint chocolate chip can fix. By then, not everything in life needs to be fixed. It's okay for some things to be imperfect. Leave the unfixable things in pieces and leave them behind and move on. Like, she's a brilliant kid, man. Seven, by now have realized that humans aren't as smart as we like to think. Though science and religion gives us many explanations, neither legendary geniuses nor anyone had been able to answer an actually important and totally confounding questions that dictate the world around us. These questions include, what happens after death? Why are we here? Why is there evil in the world? By now, I've figured out how most adults are handling and defeating these questions. By pretending they don't exist, now comes our time to decide how we're going to handle them. I'm going to write that down because I can answer all those questions in a video. So I'm going to write down number 7. I need my pen. There you are. Number 8, if you're turning 18 like me and still haven't gone out on a real date like me, you might still slightly despair like me. You may also realize you shouldn't. By 18, you should realize that it isn't the end of the world, hopefully, in your whole life ahead of you, and more awesomeness for true love and all that other stuff to happen. If you want to feel loved, you got to first believe you are worthy of love and happiness. And by 18, you should have realized that you're more than worthy. Number 10, it's tiring and totally noteworthy to pretend, I should have my glasses on, to be someone you're not. It's tiring and totally not worth to pretend to be someone you're not. By the time you turn 18, you realize life is hard and sometimes intimidating. But if you're just by yourself, you can handle so much more better and easily. Then, of course, just being yourself does take a lot of courage. Number 11, reaching out for help can be a difficult thing to do. It's one of the things I suck at, but it isn't wrong. And man, it does help tremendously. By 18, you begin to realize that vulnerability is actually a beautiful thing and that there's nothing wrong in feeling insecure. You can actually make some of the best connections with others by getting help from them. Number 12, by 18, you realize that success not need just be measured by through common standards of fame, money, power, and popularity. You realize that there is more to life, like enjoyment, like screaming at the top of your lungs in a open ground around 4 a.m., like baking cookies for you at midnight, like speaking to your absolutely cute crush for the first time, like awkwardly being with your best friends. All of this counts as success too. 13. By 18, you understand that your drawbacks, awkwardness, and insecurities are completely normal and that everyone else feels the same way. These characteristics make you the uniquely amazing person you are. You learn to embrace both your light and your dark and equally proud of both of them, or at least try to begin that incredible journey of self-love. 14. You are kind. You're kind of missing your childhood, slightly apprehensive about taking the responsibilities of an adult, and sort of nostalgic about the end of school days. Remember all the days we spent trying to ride a bike, playing teacher to imaginary students. Well, I still play imaginary teacher, but that would be for another article. 15. Actually, I would love to read this article. So if you ever get this video, write that article, or if you have it. You know by now that there are some mean people in the world, or some love bathing in negativity and pulling you down in an unproductive spiral of gossip and sulking. Of course, you're fundamentally amazing people, so try to show the light if you can. If that task defeats you, shake off the cynicism and import your own sunshine in the world. That is simply a recipe to making life happier for everyone. Yes, it's very easy to be cynical. 16. You've realized that nobody ain't going anywhere if they not ready and work hard. The odds of finding a good person winning the lottery is close to zero. So by 18, you should know how challenging yet totally possible it is to reach your dreams. 17 years on Earth has taught you life is no easy business. Till your parents may have sweated it out so that they could live well, and now it's your turn to take the hard work and live your dreams the way you want to. 17. And finally, through all this accumulated wisdom, you may realize how difficult it is to practically implement things we know too well in theory and our thoughts. What sounds great in theory and tough to gain in courage or wisdom to get going. From asking someone out to starting a small online business, taking the first step can always be the most difficult. But that's the real challenge of life, right? To act on the wisdom and the thoughts of the inflammation that terrifies us, or at least try to. There it is. So I guess 17 and 18 were together, because there's no 18. Thank you very much. There's another article from another kid. It says, How to Stop Procrastinating, 11 Practical Ways. So, yeah, there's 18 things you should know, and, you even learn something every single time you read. So you should always read stuff. I am going to probably go to St. Paul and get some dinner. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful November, on wonderful November 2nd. And tomorrow's going to be a very interesting day, I think, for mostly Americans, because it's the voting day. And either way, I don't think the turnout's going to be very good. But you guys take care and love each other anyway. Doesn't matter if it goes red or blue. So you guys have a good one.